Getting some big breaking updates coming in. An international update for you viewers. Shigeru Ishiba has been elected as Japan's next Prime Minister, marking a significant shift in the country's leadership. Big update coming in right now. Former Defense Minister Shigeru Ishiba has emerged victorious in the race to lead Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party. And we're coming to know that he has succeeded Fumio Kishida as the country's next Prime Minister. Big update coming in on Republic TV viewers. And this is what we're learning of as we speak. Shigeru Ishiba is Japan's new PM after winning the polls. It was a very competitive race where candidates were vying to succeed Fumio Kishida. Let's go to Kruthar, who's joining us. Kruthar, very important development coming in, and this is going to be very important because now we see a change in leadership in Japan, and it's coming in the backdrop of a lot of internal issues that Japan has been facing. Go ahead, Kruthar.
Indeed, and Japan's ruling party, Shivangi, has chosen a new Prime Minister. It is the former Defense Minister, Shigeru Ishiba, who has been elected as the leader. Now, this is sort of a return to Japan to back of the 2000s era, where they saw a revolving door policy. We are seeing that Japan has seen a lot of internal turmoil in the ruling coalition since the death of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And now, after Fumio Kishida attending the Quad Summit just a couple of days ago with his US, Indian and Australian counterparts, we are seeing a complete change in the leadership in Japan. It is believed that on Tuesday, Fumio Kishida is expected to resign and Ishiba is supposed to be sworn in after the parliament session and a new cabinet will be brought in. A bit more context on who Ishiba is. Ishiba is a very well-known defense expert. He's also formerly served as a defense minister of Japan, and he comes at a very critical juncture. If we see the situation in Japan, especially in the defense sector, has been extremely critical. In the last few weeks, we have seen Russian Air Force and Chinese Air Force violating Japanese airspace on multiple occasions. In fact, last week, we saw Japanese Air Force for the first time in over 60 years scramble flares in order to move away Russian jets invading their airspace. So at a time at which Japan's sovereignty, territorial integrity and defense has been one of the topmost issues which has been discussed in international circles, specifically in the Japanese context as well, a defense minister now rising to the position of prime minister will mean a stronger Japanese defense posture. And it will be very interesting to see how Ishiba also plays up in the international forum, especially in the context of the Quad alliance. We know Ishiba in the past has been known to have propagated a NATO-like formation for Asia, for Japan and US ties. So including now that Quad is getting increasing prominence around the world with US and Japan and Australia and India together. Will this grouping now also move towards a more defensive understanding over the Indo-Pacific region is something that also has to be looked at. So these are some of the interesting factors with which Ishiba, who will enter the international geopolitical theater now, will influence Japan's foreign policy. But internally, the Japanese opposition has been struggling to mount a serious charge against the ruling coalition despite the corruption allegations. So the fundamental reason for which Ishiba has been brought in and Kishida has been sacked is because the Japanese ruling coalition wants a change of face. They want a change of face ahead of the upcoming elections perhaps and want to go on a much stronger footing. Will Ishiba succeed in this is something that remains to be seen. Shivangi.
All right, thank you, Kurtas, for getting in those details.